the San Antonio Spurs just ripped off a 10-game winning streak, their longest since the Tim Duncan era. They're 42-16, just 2 games behind the Thunder for the best record in the entire NBA. And they just went into Detroit and beat the team with the best record in the East by 11 points. A year ago, this team was 34-48. Their franchise legend Greg Popovich had suffered a stroke. Their generational star Victor Wembanyama was shut down with a blood clot in his shoulder. The season was a disaster. Now, Brian Windhorst is booking hotel rooms in San Antonio for the playoffs. And honestly, he should be. Because the Spurs aren't just back. They're legitimate title contenders, and most of the NBA hasn't figured that out yet. Let's start with the obvious. Victor Wembanyama is playing like the best player in the world right now. He's averaging 24 points, 11 rebounds, and a league-leading 3.6 blocks per game during this winning streak. He's shooting over 50% from the field and 35% from 3 at 7'4". That combination of size, skill, and defensive dominance literally doesn't exist anywhere else in basketball. But what makes Wembanyama truly terrifying is his defensive impact. He's the runaway favorite for Defensive Player of the Year, and the numbers back it up. He's had 11 games this season with 5 or more blocks. No other player in the league has more than 5 such games. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. Against the Pistons on Monday, Wembanyama put up 21 points, 17 rebounds, and 6 blocks. He joined Tim Duncan and David Robinson as the only players in Spurs history to record those numbers in a single game. That's the company he's keeping in just his 3rd season. And here's the thing. During this 10-game streak, Wembanyama has been held under 20 points 3 times. The Spurs won all 3 of those games. That tells you everything about how much this team has grown beyond just one superstar. The biggest reason for that growth has a name: De'Aaron Fox. When the Spurs pulled off that 3-team trade with the Kings and Bulls back in February 2025, people wondered how Fox would fit next to a 22-year-old franchise player on a rebuilding team. 1 year later, that question has been answered emphatically. Fox is averaging 19 points and 6 assists this season, and the Spurs are 22-9 in games where both he and Wembanyama share the court. The Fox-Wembanyama pick and roll is borderline unstoppable. Fox's explosive first step combined with Wembanyama's ability to either pop out to the 3-point line or roll hard to the rim gives defenses an impossible choice. But what really separates Fox from just being a good stat sheet filler is leadership. This is a guy who demanded a trade specifically to San Antonio. He turned down other destinations because he believed in what the Spurs were building. Then he signed a 4-year, $229 million extension last summer. Fox said it himself after the Toronto win. The expectations have changed in the past year. We have aspirations of winning a championship. Some might say we're a little ahead of schedule, but we're looking at it as right where we need to be. Now here's where the Spurs separate themselves from other young teams that look good in the regular season. Their depth is absolutely ridiculous. Stephon Castle, last year's Rookie of the Year, is having a legitimate sophomore leap. He's up to 16.6 points, nearly 7 assists, and over 5 rebounds per game. His shooting has improved from 42% to 47%. Castle is only 21 years old, and he's already one of the best two-way guards in basketball. He could be the starting point guard on half the teams in the league, and in San Antonio, he's the 3rd option. What's your pick for the best young core in the NBA? Drop it in the comments. Then you've got Devin Vassell, who's quietly putting up 14 points a game as a knockdown shooter entering his prime at 25. Vassell had 21 points and 5 threes in that Toronto comeback and dropped 28 on the Pistons. When the Spurs need a shot in the clutch, Vassell is the guy stepping up. Keldon Johnson is the ultimate 6th man. He's averaging 13.2 points on a career-best 54% from the field. The energy he brings off the bench gives the Spurs a second unit that can outscore most teams' starters. And then there's the rookie, Dylan Harper. The number 2 overall pick is averaging 11 points and 3.7 assists without even cracking the starting lineup. He had 15 points and 7 assists in that Toronto comeback. Harper is the kind of luxury that championship teams have. A future star who's happy to contribute in a winning role right now. 6 Spurs are averaging double figures during this streak. The team's shooting has jumped to 50% from the field over the 10-game run, second best in the entire league. They're getting contributions from everywhere. So the real question becomes, can this team actually win a championship? Let's be honest about the biggest concern. None of these players have been through a playoff series together. Fox's deepest run was the Kings' first-round exit in 2023. Wembanyama has never played a playoff game in the NBA. Every analyst will tell you the same thing. Regular season success doesn't always translate. Playoff basketball is a different animal. Rotations shorten, defenses tighten, and every possession matters. Windhorst said it himself. My instincts of 23 years covering the NBA are that a team that has never played a playoff game together is not winning 12 playoff games in the Western Conference. That's the skeptic's case, and it's fair. But consider this. The Spurs are 13-7 against teams with winning percentages above .600. They beat the defending champion Thunder 3 times this season, including snapping OKC's 16-game winning streak in the NBA Cup semifinals. They've already proven they can win big games against elite opponents. Their defensive identity is real. Wembanyama anchors a top-6 defense, and this isn't a team that relies on outshooting you. They grind you down in the half-court and then punish you in transition. And the coaching matters, too. Mitch Johnson took over under the worst possible circumstances last season when Pop had his stroke. He navigated the blood clot, the injuries, and the uncertainty with a 34-win team. Now in his first full season at the helm, he's got the Spurs on pace for 59 wins. The timeline here is what makes San Antonio so dangerous. Wembanyama is 22. Castle is 21. Harper is a rookie. Fox is 28 and locked up long-term. This isn't a team chasing a closing championship window. This is a team kicking down the door of a window that's just opening. And they might already be good enough. Last year at this time, the Spurs were watching from the couch. This year, they're 2 games out of the best record in basketball with a 10-game winning streak. If you're not taking San Antonio seriously as a title contender, you're not paying attention. If you made it this far, make sure to subscribe for more NBA analysis like this. The Spurs are for real, and by June, the rest of the league is going to know it.